doing a hair perm today. And yeah, I'll sit here with this thing, I think some heater for the next 25 minutes. So, got my iPad for reading to finally continue my book called The Inner Excellence. And yeah, gonna be a good, nice reading time for me.
Hey vlog, so I just got back from my hair appointment, so clearly a new hairstyle. My hair is naturally like curly, so when it gets long, it's a little bit annoying personally to take care of. So I just fully permed it to make it easier to manage. And I thought that I might as well take this moment to also update you guys about my life that's focused on the work area, right? Since my first video or two, I shared how I was getting interviews pretty soon after my layoff. Unfortunately though, I haven't moved past the first round, and yeah, they're either rejection or the recruiter simply ghosted me, even after 1 to 2 follow-up emails. I still haven't heard back from them, no updates whatsoever. So yeah, I don't know, maybe the job market kind of sucks and companies are doing hiring freezes, but you know what? I expect a little bit more from recruiters, especially external recruiters, that they would provide updates to candidates or talents that they personally reached out to. Anyhow, I have been contemplating a lot about finding a job versus starting my own thing. And regards to finding a job, I haven't been updating my portfolio website. I have been learning and like trying to see how I can build my website. I use this website builder called Framer, and I've been watching like the tutorials from the Framer Academy, but I haven't actually updated my portfolio website. I think it's a big reason for that is because I feel like I haven't made the decision for choosing between starting my own thing or put my energy and effort in finding a job. Yeah, speaking of starting my own thing, I had the opportunity to chat with a business owner yesterday. He's a 70-year-old senior who is looking to retire. So he's in the process of finding people to take over his business. That said, in the conversation I had with him, I learned that there's a lot more nuances in business than I would imagine. I think entrepreneurship or the operation of the business is already a huge skill set. There's a lot of knowledge and experiences behind it that you simply cannot just listen or watch YouTube or podcasts to learn about those. There's definitely industry knowledge that you have to know about. Yeah, I remember the business owner told me something about like you want to have like some kind of similarities when you're switching fields and things like that. And that made me recall my career pivot into UX design. At first, I would think like, how does a full-time youth worker pivot his career into a UX designer? At the time, I told myself that because I work with people on a day-to-day basis, I have nurtured a deep empathy, which I can transfer over to being a UX designer, because at the end of the day, UX designer helps design a software, helps design an app for the best human experiences. Once I make that connection where I have skills and experiences that can overlap, it gave me confidence, right? But in the conversation yesterday I had with the business owner, I didn't really see that. So maybe that's a sign for me to really double down on doing things on the digital side. Perhaps that's really building an AI agent, but ultimately AI agent is just like the tool. At the end of the day, I'm sort of thinking more about like, how can I create value for small and medium-sized businesses to help them do things that they don't want to do or don't have time to do, so that they can really focus and hone in on the tasks and activities that drive their revenue. And so maybe that's a path I would take. Hey vlog, it is 11:31 right now. A late start to the day. Not feeling super motivated today, and I also haven't been recording my life because I feel like I'm a little stuck. I had been indecisive about the next steps. I thought about going back to a 9-to-5 or starting my own thing. And starting my own thing, I think I mentioned before, like I thought about life coaching, thought about learning how to build AI agents and maybe help small size businesses. Thought about creating a service-based business, like doing websites and designs for those other small businesses. Yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff on my mind about next steps. I thought end of last week, I kind of signed an invisible contract with myself where I will just work on creating a service business to maybe help with small businesses with their design, websites, and all that. But then there's this sense of fear about going into this unknown. I don't know if this is just like a multi-passionate person's situation or dilemma about what to do next or not. But yeah, I just haven't been able to find like a strong conviction into picking a lane. And I thought to myself, I reminded myself last night that the reason of me starting this YouTube channel was to document my 2026, my growth. Part of growth isn't just about the highs. It's not about the sunshines and rainbows. It's also about capturing the lows, the moments where you feel stuck, where you feel less. This is me capturing the moments where I'm feeling less. I'm feeling a little bit indecisive. I'm feeling a little bit stuck. Regardless, I'm still sticking with my weekly ABC plans, or even like the daily ABC. So right now I'm actually in front of the gym. I'm in front of the gym, just recording this segment before I get a workout in and go from there. Hello.
Hi Nick, it's James from Team Group. Nice to meet you.
Hey James, how are you?
I'm well. Is now a good time?
Yep, for sure.
Okay, so this is not like your typical UX UI front end digital designer position.
I had lunch after the workout today and then just finished a recruiter's call. It was probably the shortest call I've ever had with an external recruiter. Literally, like, we ended the phone call in under 5 minutes. By the tone of the recruiter, it sounded like he wasn't very invested in me. It didn't seem like he paid any attention to my resume or LinkedIn profile. Yeah, I just felt like he reached out to fulfill a number on his end. Honestly, external recruiters right now are leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Like with the previous external recruiters, they simply ghosted me after I sent like a couple of follow-up emails. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's related to the job market or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, people aren't doing their job properly. But you know what? I'm the one who's looking for a job, so I can't be complaining too much. Yeah, I've been like thinking quite a lot during my workout this morning too about how I mentioned that I had been indecisive, and I really just don't like how I'm going in circles, going back and forth with all these different like options. When I deeply think about it, whatever that I'm pursuing right now, those interests or what I think could be potential options, I honestly don't have the level of skills in those areas to generate an income. And I mean, you could argue that like you just got to spend time, just got to put in the reps. At this point, I feel like I'm also, maybe because I have like 2 trips coming up too, also had like bad investments and stuff like that. So I feel like I really just need to get back on my feet, and finding a job is the quickest and easiest way for me right now. And I mean, I've also had like over 4 years of experience working in tech and designing software. I definitely have what it takes to go back on the job search. I should just be heads down in the job search process. In that job search process, that would be like the one thing I'll pursue in 2026 in terms of like an income generating activity. Part of that, I would just need to break it down into like updating my portfolio, updating my case studies with the latest work from my last role, invest my time and energy into it. Maybe this recording is like an invisible contract with myself, and I will just scrap whatever I signed to myself over the weekend about starting a service business. I hope this is going to be something I'm going to look back on. This is a decision I'll make, and I'm just going to put it out here on the video so I can keep myself accountable. And if you're still following with my journey, I hope you keep me accountable as well for this entire job search journey. It's time to get back to work. I've been like really focused on my case study, which I mentioned yesterday. And let me show you guys. Yeah, so I've started writing my case study. Yeah, very detailed. I'm writing this on Notion and then just drafting this, and then I'm gonna start importing all these into my portfolio website. So that's the plan for this week. There's still a couple touch-ups to do for my case study, but I am pretty pleased with the progress I've made so far. Especially I spent maybe 4 or 5 hours on it since yesterday. Really great progress because I was able to really focus on it. Alright vlog, so I just spent the last 3 hours updating my portfolio website. I've been working on my case study for the last 2 days, and yeah, just now finally pasted and doing some light tweaks, ready to do more job applications. So just gonna run through very quickly. So my website. I'm Nick Poon, a product designer who leads with empathy and thinks in systems, turning messy, complex problems into products that actually land. So this is my homepage. There's some like basic transitions. I use a platform called Framer. So this is the website that I made this portfolio with, and I'll be honest, this is a template that I found a couple years back, and I made some tweaks to it because I kind of like the bento idea. So yeah, I'm ready to hit some job applications, and hopefully I'll get some good news and no ghosting from recruiters.